What's up, movie lovers? I'm Mike, and this is Gotta Love Them Movies. You guys, welcome back to Gotta Love Them Movies, your daily dose of movie news. I'm your host, Mr. Mike Brown. I'm here all the time. And you guys, today is a beautiful Monday. Today is a beautiful Monday where I'm currently sitting around on call, waiting for the phone to ring from my the other company that I work for, the flight attendant job. I'm on call right now, you guys. So if the phone rings and the company says, hey, you need to go to Florida, or you need to go to Denver, or you need to go to Birmingham, Alabama, or you need to go to London, or you need to go to Germany, quite literally anywhere in the world, the phone could ring and say, hey, we need you to drop what you're doing and go right now. So if it, for any reason, if I just kind of like abruptly get a call and I'm like, oh, sorry, I need to take this. That's why I'm on call right now. So who knows? And I'll be on call tomorrow, and I'll be on call the day after. Oh, what a wonderful way to start the day, you guys. Anyway, speaking of wonderful ways to start the day, this is just a small, stupid little thing. I woke up this morning. I got a nice long sleep in. I think I slept until like 10 o'clock this morning. And yeah, I understand. I usually try to do the show around 10 o'clock. But with flying again, things have been weird. Things have been weird. Anyway, you guys. So this morning I wake up and I check my phone. I open up Facebook. And the first thing that I see from Facebook, you know how they remind you of like posts that you've posted in the past? Well, here's a meme that I posted 2 years ago. I'm not going to explain it. If you get it, you get it. And I love this so much. It just makes my heart soar with joy. All right, fine. I'll go ahead and explain it. First of all, we see a beautiful image of Orlando Bloom in his role as Legolas the elf from Lord of the Rings. And this is a particular scene. This is the very moment in the movie where Legolas, Orlando Bloom as Legolas, delivers a very memorable line. And if you know what the line, then the prompt before, which is roses are red, running is hard, totally makes sense. So let me just go ahead and finish the line for you, shall I? Roses are red, running is hard. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. That's it. That's all there is. That's the whole meme in its entirety. I don't know. I saw this. It made me happy. It made my heart soar a little bit. So anyway, guys, if you happen to have a meme that is a particular favorite movie meme of yours, go ahead and email it to me at gottalovethammovies@gmail.com. You can see I've changed webcams going to this particular graphic, and I was not prepared for it. But yeah, send me an email at gottalovethammovies@gmail.com, and I will make your favorite movie memes. I will put your favorite movie memes on the show because this just made my heart soar. Anyway, guys, we've got a few things to talk about today. Before we talk about those things, head on over to youtube.com, type in Gotta Love Them Movies. In the top right-hand corner of the screen, you're going to see a little red rectangle that says subscribe. Go ahead and click on that button. What clicking on that button does is it helps us to widen our subscriber base. And yeah, I understand you may be watching this on Facebook Live right now, but here's the thing. With the more subscribers the channel gets, the more watched content the channel gets. And with the more watched content the channel gets, I get to earn ad revenue making this show my full-time job. So I really appreciate you going over and supporting the channel in that way. And of course, as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, the live portion of the show will be moving from Facebook to YouTube. So just something to be aware of on the horizon. All right, guys, with all that down and out of the way, now it's time to take a little bit of movie news.
What?
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 What? What?
All right, you guys, let's jump in and talk a few things, movies and movie news. And the first thing we're going to talk about is this. Mindy Kaling. You may have already heard, this isn't exactly like new breaking news. Mindy Kaling, along with one of the head writers over at Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they will be collaborating on writing the script for Legally Blonde 3. They're not entirely sure when production for Legally Blonde 3 is going to happen, when it's going to come out, but hopefully, fingers crossed, they're going to start production in late 2021. Now, of course, the script hasn't even been written yet, and Reese Witherspoon as the... I guess you could call her the titular character. The movie isn't it's not exactly named after Elle Woods, but yeah, she's the main character. She's the main lead in the film. I've never been the biggest fan of the Legally Blonde movies. I never saw the second one. I only saw the first one. It was fine. I enjoyed it. It was okay. And when I say not the biggest fan, I don't want you to conflate that with me saying I didn't like the movie. Of course I liked the movie. It was fun. It was funny. It was interesting. It was engaging. And it was timely for its time. It's just not the kind of story that connects with me as a human being, and I completely understand that. I mean, look at all the nerd stuff that I have on the wall behind me. There's plenty of stuff that I love and cherish that it just doesn't connect with other people, and that's fine. Legally Blonde is one of those movies that I enjoyed, and I also understand I'm not the core demographic for it. Again, totally fine. But there is something about Mindy Kaling specifically being attached to this movie that piques my interest. Of course, yeah, I mean, Dan, oh, shoot, what's his name? Dan, we're going to find it. Dan Gore, thank you, Dan Gore. Yeah, I mean, Dan Gore from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Mindy Kaling, obviously, from The Office. She was one of the executive producers as well as one of the head writers on The Office. Not to mention, like The Mindy Show. And there was another show. Oh, man. There was another show that I'm not sure if she wrote or if she just executive produced, but it's kind of like the day-to-day life of like a young Indian girl in like an all-white school kind of thing. That was a really good show. I don't know if it's still going on. Anyway, but a lot of the stuff that Mindy Kaling does is fantastic. So I'm kind of interested to see this with her name attached to it. I am kind of interested to see what they're going to do with Legally Blonde 3, kind of where it's going to go. I mean, the Legally Blonde franchise is kind of huge. It's kind of massive. There were the two movies, and then there was the Broadway musical, and now they've been talking about Legally Blonde 3 for quite a long time, and of course, it needs all the approval from Reese Witherspoon in terms of the script before they can start shooting, start pre-production on it, and then obviously production and post-production, all that stuff. But I do think this is kind of interesting. But the question is for you guys, what do you think of Legally Blonde 3? Is it something that you're looking forward to? Does Mindy Kaling and Dan Gore's name attached to write the script, does that excite you a little bit? Are you familiar with their work? Are you just kind of somewhere in the middle? What do you guys think about Legally Blonde 3? Jump on down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys, our next bit of news today is also kind of in the same vein of like a sequel kind of thing. You may have heard Sex and the City is getting a reboot. Not necessarily a reboot, but it's like the next chapter, right? So HBO back in, I think it was 1998. I think Sex and the City ran from 98 to 2008. Something along those lines. I think it spanned like 10 years. Was it like 8 seasons in 10 years, something like that? Wildly successful, you guys. Wildly successful. I know that like this just spawned a massive pop culture movement in terms of just like pop culture itself, but specifically within storytelling. HBO kind of carved a brand new path for where storytelling was going to go and how new stories were going to be told moving forward. And we can kind of point back to like The Sopranos and Sex and the City. A few of these shows. Arrested Development was kind of a new one. They trailblazed a brand new path on how to do a sitcom, but without a laugh track. All that stuff was kind of revolutionary, right? And of course, like the characters from Sex and the City are just ridiculously memorable, and people love them. So now, what they're going to do is kind of like the next chapter, right? So it's been off the air for 12 years. It's been off the air for 12 years, and probably by the time they get to filming, it's going to be a little bit more than that. So 12, 13, maybe 14 years, depending if it comes out in 2021, 22, 23, something like that. I doubt they'll wait until 2023. But Sarah Jessica Parker took to her social media, and she posted just a really brief video. It doesn't yes, there's sound, but it's there's no music, whatever. Here, let me just go ahead and play it for you real quick, just so you can kind of get an idea as to what it was that she posted. You can see it's just kind of like a bunch of a collection of images from all around New York City. And of course it, intercuts with her writing her diary on her computer. And just like that. So that is going to be the new, the title of the new series. They're not going with Sex and the City. They're not going with Sex and the City 2. It officially is called Just Like That, and Just Like That, which is, it's an interesting title. I guess, it kind of continues on the theme of how Carrie Bradshaw wrote her memoirs or her journal entries in the original series. I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not so sure this is a great idea. I mean, maybe it is. And the synopsis here from the Hollywood Reporter is that executive producer and lead star of the show, Sarah Jessica Parker, she is excited about exploring her character, Carrie Bradshaw, in a post-Me Too world. And so she says, her character will have a lot to say. And I'm sure she will. But I also feel like we've kind of received a lot of other shows in the same vein, as opposed to having to go back and revisit similar characters. Like Pretty Little Liars was mentioned in the article, as was the HBO show Girls, which is kind of like the now version of Sex and the City. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is a great idea. And also, Kim Cattrall will not be returning. Apparently, famously, she and Sarah Jessica Parker have not been working very well together. And Kim Cattrall is actually a big advocate to have her character recast as a person of color, or someone just to give a little bit more representation to, which I think is kind of a fantastic idea. Kim Cattrall has some very strong feelings about this, and so it looks like they're just moving ahead without her. Without Kim Cattrall and without her character. You guys, I'm getting a lot of strong vibes from Golden Palace here. Do you remember when the Golden Girls ended? And then they tried to do, I think it was like the very next season, they tried to continue on the story of the Golden Girls, but without B. Arthur. B. Arthur's character at the end of Golden Girls, she gets married and she moves out of the house. And so now Rose and Blanche and Sophia decide, hey, let's buy a hotel. So they pool their money together, buy a hotel, and now they're just running a hotel. I think Don Cheadle was in it for a hot second. I don't remember how many episodes it aired, but it was not many. Not many. Maybe one. I've seen the pilot. I've definitely seen the pilot. I may have seen the next episode, but not many episodes came out from this. So I don't know. Yeah, the Sex and the City revival, I guess, is probably a more appropriate term. Sex and the City revival, titled "And Just Like That." ... I don't know if this is gonna catch on. It's currently slated for 10 episodes. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work spectacularly. I just don't know if there's a huge clamoring to return back to these characters. But then again, you guys, how much of a Frasier fan I am. I love Frasier. And so when they were talking about doing a Frasier revival, another Frasier revival, first we got Frasier and Cheers, and then we got the standalone spin-off show of Frasier. And now they're talking about, and they have been talking about doing a third series involving the character of Frasier Crane, centrally revolving around his character and his new updated life and whatever. I am fully on board with this. I am all for it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking unfairly. Maybe it's just because I never grew up with the love for Sex and the City that I know a lot of other people did. But the question is for you guys. How do you feel about a Sex and the City revival entitled "And Just Like That"? Are you looking forward to it? Are you a little bit more like me and be like, meh, I'm good. I don't necessarily see the point. That being said, if they've got some great ideas, and let's delve into it. What do you think? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you somewhere in between? Jump on down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys, we are moving on to our last topic of the day. I know today is going to be a shorter show. I'm trying to keep these episodes shorter in length. A little bit shorter in length, which hopefully will not become a drudgery for everyone out there in the Facebook and YouTube communities to watch. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, guys, we have one more topic to cover today, and that is kind of this. So about a week ago, The Mandalorian Season 3 was talked about. Obviously, it has been confirmed, yes, by Kathleen Kennedy, also by Jon Favreau, executive producer, writer, and director on The Mandalorian. But with Disney's and Lucasfilm's huge announcement of their next upcoming slate, it begs the question, when is season 3 of The Mandalorian going to happen? Are we going to get a season 3 of Mandalorian in 2021, or is it more likely going to be pushed back into 2022? Well, based on this particular article from Yahoo Entertainment, Jon Favreau was on Good Morning America, and he was kind of being interviewed and asked about some of this stuff. And some of the things that came out from that interview, he was saying that there is so much stuff that Kathleen Kennedy is working on right now, and specifically Jon Favreau as well. At the season 2 finale of Mandalorian ended. Spoilers! If you don't want to know how Mandalorian season 2 ended, plug your ears now. Forever hold your peace. But it ended, with an announcement for, was it the Book of Boba Fett? So that's going to be kind of a spin-off show, as will the Ahsoka Tano show. So they have a few other shows that they're working on. We know, and Jon Favreau confirmed this on Good Morning America, that they are going to be doing the Book of Boba Fett first. Chapter 1, I guess, the Book of Boba Fett, before they start work on Mandalorian Season 3. They're currently in pre-production for Mandalorian Season 3. They're currently in production for the Book of Boba Fett. Not entirely too sure where they are with the Ahsoka Tano show or with any of their other shows that they're going to do. That they have multiple movies and television shows in the works. But here's the thing, you guys. Having said all of this, I have a few things. All of this news and this release and stuff, it's gotten me to think a little bit about, the series The Mandalorian itself. And that's what I want to spend the majority of time talking about here right now. Let me preface this by saying I like The Mandalorian, the television series. I do. I like it. It's fun. It's interesting. It's inventive. They've done some really interesting creative things with the story and with the characters and introducing new characters and introducing old characters. I think there's a lot about the show The Mandalorian that is valuable and interesting and will kind of get us to where we want to be in terms of Star Wars fans, right? But for my taste, it's also a little bland. There are a few things that I definitely don't think that it's a perfect show. So I've kind of broken it down into 3 different parts. Excuse me. Part 1, I feel like every episode follows the same pattern, and I'll talk about more about that in a second. Part 2 is that there's only an A storyline. There's not much of a B storyline, for the most part. And again, I'll expand on that in a second. And then last, this is kind of a nitpick, but it also is something that genuinely bugs me. It's its use of recognizable actors like Amy Sedaris, Bill Burr, Nick Nolte. There have been a few others in there. And for my sentiments, I do find it just a little bit distracting. So let's break this down a little bit. Point number 1. I feel like every episode follows the same pattern. What do I mean by that? So, in The Mandalorian, there seems to be this repetitive format for every single episode, which is the Mandalorian, Mando needs to find blank, right? Let's just say that he needs to find the Ninja Turtle because the Ninja Turtle has information for him. But in order to find the Ninja Turtle, he needs to go to X planet, right? So he goes to planet Planet Copper. This is my copper bracelet. He goes to Planet Copper. And when he gets to Planet Copper, he finds, let's see if I can get him out. Oh no. Venom. So he goes to Planet Copper, he finds Venom and says, "Hey Venom, I need to find Ninja Turtle because the Ninja Turtle has information for me." And Venom says, "Oh yeah, I can tell you where to find Ninja Turtle, but in order to find Ninja Turtle, first I need you to take, I have a problem with scissors. Scissors are coming to attack Planet Copper, so I need you to take care of the scissors." So Mando, sorry, I'm using like all my toys here right now to explain this. Okay, I understand this is Boba Fett, but it's a replacement for Mando. So Mando comes in, pew, 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 kills the scissors. "Oh, thank you, Mando. You've killed the scissors." "Oh, you're very welcome. Now tell me how to find Ninja Turtle." "Oh, I'll tell you how to find Ninja Turtle. You just go here." So he goes over, he finds Ninja Turtle, and Ninja Turtle's like, "Oh, I can tell you exactly what you're looking for. You're looking for the planet headphones. You're looking for the planet headphones. Great, I will go to the planet headphones." And then that's it. And then in the next episode, Mandalorian goes to the planet headphones, and on the planet headphones, he finds Cherry. He finds Cherry. And on the planet headphones, Mandalorian finds Planet Cherry, and Cherry says, "Oh, I can tell you're looking for you're looking for the Juggernaut. You're looking for the Juggernaut. But in order to find the Juggernaut, you first have to do something for me. You're gonna have scissors." And so scissors, let's just say scissors are back. "Oh no, we've been plagued by scissors." And scissors are they're about to cut up the planet headphones, and so in order to get the information to find Juggernaut, Mandalorian has to kill the scissors. Ha! The scissors have been vanquished. Hey, thank you so much, Mando. You killed the scissors for me. This is how you find the Juggernaut. Okay, great. And then he finds the Juggernaut, and Juggernaut's like, I'm the Juggernaut. You know, it's this, and you know, I could continue this all day long because I've got so many toys with me. But here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing. It's the same story every single episode. I need to find blank, so you go to planet blank, you vanquish villain blank, and then you get information blank that leads you to another planet blank that leads. It's just this never-ending cycle. And I'm not saying it's every single episode. But it's a lot of them. So, I mean, these are, and I understand, these are kind of nitpicks, but they're also things that I recognize, and as a storyteller myself, it kind of bugs me. Okay, so that's my first problem, is that the formula for every episode is very repetitive. Yes, they break this formula sometimes, but it's a formula that we see in the vast majority of the episodes. Okay, my second thing. There's only an A storyline and not so much of a B storyline. Again, not every single episode, but the vast majority of episodes, we have just the story of Mando. And like I said, it follows that formula. He shows up to planet X. He needs to fight villain X in order to get information X that will lead him to the next X adventure, right? There is some character development there. But only for Mando, but it's also not like filled out, you know? It's not, we don't know everything that there is to know about Mando. We understand that, you know, he was, we understand a little bit about the Mandalorian lore and history and who these people are. And then, you know, when they eventually introduce Boca, Boca Raton. Oh man, why can't I think of her name? Katie Sackhoff's character. You know who I'm talking about. When they introduced Katie Sackhoff's character, wow, why can't I think of it? Boca Raton is the only thing that I can think of, which is a city in Florida, and that is not. Anyway, doesn't matter. We understand that there's a different faction of Mandalorians, and they have a different philosophy, and that the type of Mandalorian that Mando comes from is like from the old ways. Which, cool, awesome. You know, we get to understand a little bit more about Boba Fett himself, which, I mean, you know, take it or leave it. I didn't care for his, for Boba Fett's filled out story. I kind of like him as, I don't know, he's not that he's an autonomous character, it's that he was a little bit more mysterious. I liked that, but yeah, whatever. But I guess he was a clone. We already knew that. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, there's a little character development, and all we get is just this one storyline of this one thing. And I understand, I've heard the argument from a lot of people, but Mike, this is following in tradition of a lot of spaghetti westerns. Like, The Mandalorian is a western. This is what westerns do. They've only focused on the A storyline. Okay. Great. Good for them. I need a little bit more. I understand what it is they're doing. That's not lost on me. I'm not a dummy. I just don't care for it. Again, we have elevated storytelling in a lot of television shows, in a lot of movies. We have multiple angles. Like, even just take Force Awakens, or I guess like the The sequel trilogy. I was thinking prequel trilogy. The sequel trilogy. We focus on these multiple characters in this whole kind of world. And The Mandalorian hasn't introduced a lot of characters so far. Very interesting characters. But we don't ever really get to see their stories or what motivates them. We only get to see them when they interact with Mando. For the most part. There have been a few scenes with Giancarlo Esposito, which is yes. I love seeing Giancarlo Esposito in this. He brings so much. But I would like to see more. What motivates him? What's his endgame? Like, what does he want with Grogu? What does he want with Grogu? How did he get the black saber? The name is evading me at the moment, but how did he get that? Like, there are stories that I would like, and I'm sure a lot of you are probably going to say, but Mike, there are B storylines. If you just look at here, brr, 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 brr. Yeah, I get it. There are B storylines. There are C storylines. But we don't go into the same level of depth. Well, we're not supposed to go in the same level of depth because it's I get it. I hear you. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that for me, I need a little bit more. I'm not saying this is how the story should unfold. I'm not saying that this should be the Mandalorian storytelling techniques or devices. I'm just saying there's things that I personally don't care for. I'm not saying it's a bad show. It's just things that don't sit well with me. Which brings me to my last point. The use of recognizable actors like Amy Sedaris, Bill Burr, Nick Nolte, and, there have been a few others. Bobby from Sons of Anarchy. Who else was there's Clancy Brown. For some reason, there's something about Clancy Brown that just doesn't sit well with me. And here's the thing, with some of these actors, they're great actors. And I love Amy Sedaris. Don't take this to say that, Mike doesn't like Amy Sedaris in The Mandalorian, so he doesn't like Amy Sedaris. No, I love Amy Sedaris. She's hysterical. I just don't think that her comedic stylings fit into this world. It's very distracting for me. Whenever Amy Sedaris is on screen, I think she's in Tatooine, right? Whenever Amy Sedaris is on screen, all I can see is Amy Sedaris. I don't see her character. Same thing with Bill Burr. I don't see Bill Burr's character. I just see Bill Burr. Same thing with Clancy Brown. I don't see and Clancy Brown always gets like these ridiculous makeup jobs going on and prosthetics and all that stuff, which is awesome. But I only see Clancy Brown. He has such a specific tone. I only see that. And again, I'm not saying that this is wrong. I'm just saying I don't like it. I don't care for it. It doesn't sit well with me. Is it bad? No. Because plenty of people love it. Plenty of people love Amy Sedaris. And, the Bill Burr episodes, people just rave about those episodes. And they were good episodes. I'm not, especially in season 2, when they came back and revisited, there was one episode where they, had Bill Burr on that big adventure or whatever. That was awesome. I loved that episode. But Bill Burr has it, I'm watching him in The Mandalorian in a Star Wars universe, and all I can see is this kind of jerky guy from Staten Island, from the King of Staten Island. I think Bill Burr works very, very well in those types of roles where he gets to be himself. But where an actor plays themselves, but Mike, Luke Skywalker, Harrison Ford, they're playing themselves. When I say Luke Skywalker, obviously I mean Mark Hamill, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I get it, but I don't know. It just feels different to me. It feels different to me, I don't know. Those are the kinds of things that just don't sit well with me. Again, I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying this is bad storytelling. I'm just saying that these 3 points are things that just don't sit well with me. This is why I don't love The Mandalorian. I like it. I like it a lot. In fact, the last episode, spoilers about the last episode of season 2, Mark Hamill shows up. And they did like some incredible de-aging or deep fake or whatever it was. It looked weird, but less weird than the Princess Leia at the end of Rogue One looked. It looked weird, but it was less weird. I don't know. So those are just a few things that I don't care for about The Mandalorian. Pretty much everything else unilaterally, I really enjoy. Like, I love the production value. I love that they're introducing newer characters, and we're also getting to see like old characters, like familiar characters pop up. I think that's really cool. I don't love the references to the prequels, but hey, it's a part of canon. It is what it is. It's fine. But yeah, those are just some of my thoughts. Some of the things that I think about The Mandalorian. Anyway, guys, what do you think about The Mandalorian television show? Do you think I'm just way off the mark? Do you think that my opinions are valid? I would like to think that my opinions are valid because guess what? They are my opinions. But I also understand that many other people feel very differently than I do. Maybe you feel the same as I do. What do you think of The Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2? Are you looking forward to season 3? Are you looking forward to the Book of Boba Fett or the Ahsoka Tano spinoff? Or any of the shows, television shows or movies coming out either on Disney Plus or on the big screen? Let me know down in the comment section below. All right, guys, so that will pretty much do it for the show today. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being a part of the conversation. You guys, if you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Cherry from Pee-wee's Playhouse would want you to do. Ha Hey, it's Cherry. Ha Anyway, guys, we live in a weird, crazy world where everybody has their own thoughts and opinions, and sometimes those thoughts and opinions clash. So if you have an opportunity to infuse a little bit of kindness in the world today, if you have an opportunity to speak kind words to each other, please take those opportunities. And as always, in the words of Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other. Hopefully, I will see you tomorrow.